The Avengers may be Earth's mightiest heroes, but recently Spider-Man managed to do something none of them expected. He embarrassed them all, and he did it completely on his own. Yes, that's right. There was a recent storyline where the heroes were manipulated into fighting one another. And in the chaos, Spider-Man proved that, at least on his home turf, he could stand against the Avengers and even outsmart them. Before diving into the events, it's important to understand the setup. In this storyline, the Avengers are dealing with a mysterious new enemy, an entity capable of altering the very fabric of reality. This strange being is causing the team to suffer from sudden amnesia during missions. Every time they try to track down the source of this memory loss, they find themselves abruptly shifted into another battle, another mission, one that they also barely remember. Something, or someone, is manipulating their every move. The narration of the comic itself makes it clear. This unknown force is testing the Avengers, reshaping reality to prepare Earth for a greater, looming threat. Something catastrophic is on the horizon, and this manipulator is making sure the heroes are ready. But the question remains, why would Spider-Man be forced into conflict with Earth's mightiest heroes? It all comes down to misunderstanding and manipulation. Both Spider-Man and the Avengers are deceived into believing that the other side is under mind control. The Avengers are convinced that Peter Parker has been compromised, while Peter believes the exact same thing about them. That tension sets the stage for an explosive confrontation. The issue opens dramatically in the heart of New York City. The Avengers descend on Spider-Man, demanding that he hand over a device he is carrying. Peter insists that he's not the one under control. He's carrying the device to a trusted friend, someone who can analyze it and, hopefully, break the grip of mental domination over the team. Captain America, however, is unshaken. To him, it's clear that Peter has been compromised and that the device itself might be a danger. Even Thor, the god of thunder, solemnly asks Spider-Man to hand it over, promising they will help free him from whatever influence is clouding his judgment. But Peter knows the truth, and he also knows that words won't get him out of this situation. He's cornered by the most powerful heroes on the planet. His chances of victory are slim. Thor himself even states that Peter cannot possibly win this fight. But Peter Parker has never been one to surrender without a struggle. In a flash, Spider-Man launches himself into action. Swinging high between skyscrapers, he tries to use New York's terrain to his advantage. He knows open combat is suicide. His only chance is to stay mobile, stay unpredictable, and most importantly, survive. Of course, the Avengers are ready for this. Iron Man is the first to strike. Tony Stark, anticipating Spider-Man's escape, unleashes a barrage of repulsor blasts. But Peter, ever the strategist, has already considered this. He fires a carefully placed web into Iron Man's armor, triggering a short circuit that forces Tony to disengage. With Iron Man temporarily stalled, Peter keeps moving, his heart pounding, as he reminds himself that he's not fighting to win. He's fighting to endure. The chase continues. She-Hulk charges at him next, aiming a devastating punch straight toward his chest. Peter narrowly flips out of the way. But before he can recover, Captain Marvel grabs him by the throat and rockets into the sky. Her grip is like iron, and as the city shrinks beneath them, she demands that Peter surrender the device. For a moment, it looks like this could be the end, but Spider-Man came prepared. In one fluid motion, he spits a small capsule directly into Carol's mouth. It detonates harmlessly, releasing a web-like compound that fills her lungs and mouth, cutting off her ability to breathe or speak. Panicked, she drops Peter, who immediately webs to safety. He shouts back that the webbing will dissolve in 60 seconds. He doesn't want to hurt her, only escape. From the ground, Captain America hurls his shield with deadly precision. Peter dodges, just barely, and grabs the shield mid-flight. He uses it as a shield of his own, crashing through a nearby window and vanishing into the building. The mysterious narrator of the comic makes an important note here. In the open streets, against the Avengers, Peter is vulnerable. But inside enclosed spaces, where flight and long-range attacks are limited, Spider-Man is in his element. Inside, however, Peter runs into a new threat, Blade. The vampire hunter is a master of close combat, and their fight is brutal. Punches and kicks are exchanged at lightning speed, neither giving an inch. Peter's agility keeps him in the game, but then the Black Panther arrives. Suddenly, Spider-Man is up against two of the deadliest fighters in the Marvel Universe. And as if that weren't enough, Captain America himself soon joins the fray, his combat experience and leadership making the battle even more desperate. Three of Marvel's finest warriors against one wall crawler. The odds couldn't be worse, but Spider-Man, with his trademark creativity, finds a way. With a single acrobatic kick, he slams Black Panther into Blade, creating a brief opening. Then, twisting his body with impossible dexterity, he breaks free from Captain America's grip. Steve manages to land a powerful punch, knocking the bag containing the device from Peter's hand. But of course, Peter had planned for this as well. The real device was already hidden elsewhere. Exhausted but refusing to quit, Peter hurls a web grenade, instantly trapping Captain America, Black Panther, and Blade in sticky coils of webbing. He doesn't wait to celebrate. Smashing through another window, he escapes once again into the chaos of the city. But Thor is waiting. The God of Thunder seizes Spider-Man by his costume mid-swing, holding him aloft like a captured insect. Yet Peter is never out of tricks. He tears free from his own suit, slipping from Thor's grasp, and vanishes once again into the maze of New York's buildings. Hours pass. The Avengers continue their relentless pursuit. Finally, Iron Man tracks him down once more, this time blasting his webs to cut off his escape and sending Peter crashing to the ground. Stark levels his repulsors and warns Peter that if he tries anything else, he'll fire at full power. For the first time, Peter seems to surrender. He hands over the device, seemingly defeated. But the Avengers are uneasy. Thor and Captain America exchange wary glances. It was too easy. Peter Parker is many things, but he's not the type to give up so simply. Sure enough, Peter smirks and reveals the truth. The device was never with him. He was only a decoy. The real one had been delivered long ago to a trusted ally, who by now had already used it to free the Avengers from their manipulation. Reluctantly, the Avengers acknowledge his cleverness. But just as they begin to regroup, Tony Stark uncovers evidence that shakes them all. Footage reveals that both Spider-Man and the Avengers were being controlled simultaneously. The manipulations went deeper than anyone suspected. They weren't freed yet. They had only been pawns in an even larger game. The Avengers leave the scene, unsettled and frustrated. But in the final moments, Captain America lingers behind. Speaking quietly to himself, Steve admits that he knows they are still being watched. And he suspects only one being could orchestrate manipulations of this scale. His suspicions are confirmed as he whispers a single name: the Beyonder. The final page hits hard. The Beyonder, the cosmic entity behind the infamous Secret Wars, has returned. His motives remain unclear, but the implications are enormous. If the Beyonder is moving pieces on the board once again, then Earth's heroes are in for one of the greatest challenges they've ever faced. Spider-Man may have proven that he can outsmart the Avengers in a fight, but the real war, the one threatening reality itself, has only just begun.